Welcome, guys. We're back here with my special guest, Ripper Manson, for part 4. You ready for part 4?
Bring it on. Let's go.
We're going to get personal now.
All right.
We finished your long, illustrious career. Now we're going to get to the more personal side. These are either or. So I'm going to give you 2 different things. You need to pick what you prefer out of the 2. Dog or cat?
Dog.
Coke or Pepsi?
Coke.
Apple or orange?
Apple.
Cake or pie?
Pie.
Hamburger or hot dog?
Ooh.
I got you on that one.
That's a tie.
Tie. Steak or chicken?
Steak.
Soup or salad?
Salad. Unless it's French onion. That's a separate. That's
a
one.
go-to?
That's a go-to soup. It's a couple of places I know got a real good one. So
If you're traveling, driving, or flying?
depends on distance.
Talking to somebody on the phone, texting, or calling?
Calling.
Eating out or cooking at home?
I said both too. It depends on who you're cooking for at home. Like cooking for
probably.
myself, what you're making. But then there's some real good restaurants out there too. So
The mountains or the beach?
desert.
Like the heat?
Yeah, dry heat. Like a dry heat.
Yeah, the humid is...
Mountains can get too cold. If I had to choose between the options, I would probably pick the mountains over a beach. I'm not really. I don't need to lay in the sand, you know. Beach whale. Come on.
Cubs or White Sox?
Oh, Cubbies. Northsider.
Northsider's way ahead of the Southside scumbags.
Cubbies.
So just remember that, guys.
Cubbies, baby.
If you had a choice, would you prefer a manager or to not have a manager?
Manager.
Prefer the main event or opening match?
Main.
I know it, we joke with a lot of times when you're just starting out, you want to reach to that main event. But when you start wrestling for so long, give me the opening match so I can get changed and get out of here. Right?
Well, I was just the opposite. I wouldn't change until the intermission. So you know.
So I can get out of the building.
Save that for story time. We'll go into that one. Yeah.
Planning matches or working on the fly?
On the fly.
Good. Name of the show too, by the way, on the fly.
On the fly. And we'll bring that up again too. I got some opinions on that too.
Blood or no blood in wrestling?
Oh, blood.
Do you prefer singles or tag?
Ooh. Wow, you got me stumped on that one just because I have done probably so much of both. I gotta call that a draw.
50-50 split?
That's a 50-50. There's stuff you can do as a singles, and then there's other stuff that the tag team dynamic can really put that edge of the character over, that the team works well together, blends and stuff. Oh man, you talk about that intensity level that we have, that dead man stare and the viciousness, and a tag match. Oh man, cut the guy off and just keep switching on him.
So much more psychology in the tag.
The psychology, the psychology is there.
Another one pretty close to that too: heel or babyface.
Oh, heel. But again, the time with the times, I never had, and we touched on this earlier. I never had to change my style. The fans and the times, because you got to remember, I'm covering 3 decades. The times determined what I was.
Right.
We were, somebody coined the phrase, which I hate. We were popular heels. Okay. But yeah, was I ever truly a hand slapping, hugging babies, kissing mama's baby face? No. So heel, definitely heel on that one.
These are some of the big names in the business, more towards the fan side, who you'd prefer on big names. Shawn Michaels or Bret Hart?
Michaels for entertainment, Hart for wrestling.
Undertaker or Kane?
Taker.
Macho Man Randy Savage or Ricky Steamboat?
Oh, that's apples and oranges there. That's
and you said apples too, by the way.
Yeah, I did say apples, but you tell me which one of them is an apple. Actually, I'd go with Macho Man. As much as a great wrestler as Steamboat was, I think Macho Man had the wrestling ability, and then his edge took him.
Yeah, that intense.
His intensity and his edge gives him the edge on that question. Gotcha. But both of them are outstanding.
Rock and Roll Express or Midnight Express?
Neither. No opinion.
Road Warriors or Demolition?
Warriors.
The Rock or Stone Cold Steve Austin?
Stone Cold.
Hulk Hogan or Ric Flair?
Flair.
That one hurt.
Flair.
He's the reason why I'm in the business. That's why I just said.
Flair, and you want to talk about that one? We'll talk about that one. That was
Yeah, we're right on Vic Flair, so go for
okay.
it.
Grew up, and again before cable. So then with the dawning of cable, you got first was the WWF at the time, and it was Hogan. And I was a Hulkamaniac back in the day. And then cable hit, and I started getting the feed from Atlanta with Flair and the Four Horsemen and the feud and all of that. And the difference between presentation of the WWF style was all more Hollywood, I'll say, more movie, like a movie with the characters, and the production was always the high end, like you could just run it in a movie theater. And Ric Flair and the Four Horsemen and Dusty Rhodes and the Road Warriors coming out of Atlanta was wrestling. It was just true grit. That they didn't try to Hollywood it up. Yeah, you had characters and angles and stuff, but their production look was, this is a sport, this is wrestling. And Ric Flair, and I'll tell you my Hawk story, just in the Road Warriors. And I had followed the Road Warriors from the AWA through,
It's always been your team,
and I
right?
kind of hated what WWF did with them. I think that was just a misuse of character, but some of that I think they brought on themselves. But hearing interviews and seeing some footage of them explaining why they did what they did, and it's a shame that such a great team had to have a kind of a double ending.
Yeah, and finally having that team coming over there, it could have been huge.
It could have been huge. Yeah.
Who would you consider, I know it's really hard to narrow it down, would be the greatest wrestler of all time?
I got to do a Mount Rushmore, but Flair for sure. Just based on the psychology and all of that. And I think wrestling for me, it's and I'm talking early, healthy, physically fit, the prime robe wearing, limo riding, jet flying guy. Flair's my man. Hands down, an hour with moves. I mean, he worked. An hour.
And the best guy in every territory.
And the best guy in every territory had to go, and to be a wrestler of Flair's caliber, and like I would go to see them when they come to town, and a lot of it was his feud against the Russians, Nikita Koloff. And to have Flair, which is a wrestling style, versus the bruiser of the Russian style, the big muscle guy, beating the crap out of him, and then having Flair get his comeback and how he worked. Like I said, the psychology of that match, hands down.
Flair's your pick.
Flair would probably be my pick. Second only to like tag team would be the Road Warriors. I mean, just again growing up with them and seeing them, and
the total domination of what they do kind of bleeds into the Brotherhood style of just running over people.
And the Brotherhood is loosely based off of the Four Horsemen. Ole and Arn, the original Four Horsemen. Ole, Arn, Tully, Rick, with J.J. Dillon as their manager. To me, was the pinnacle group of how to hold titles, why you're holding the titles, why you're even going after the titles. And half the time with them, the titles were a side consequence because they had a feud with the individual, and the individual happened to be the champion.
That is correct.
And that's true storytelling and psychology and how to market the business back in that day. And I am old school. I bleed old school. Just
on that one. Now we're going to favorites. Give you a subject and you give me your favorite that you can think of at the moment. Color. They get easier and they get harder as they go along. So we'll start with color.
As in blood or color?
Whatever you like. Blood red could be your favorite color. Color.
Black.
Favorite season?
Fall.
The perfect temperature?
Mid-70s for relaxing, but at work, because my regular day job is construction, I like it more to the 60s. Keep it on the cool side for work. But
favorite movie? And that's hard to narrow down to one, too. But
wow.
If not, give me two.
It changes with the decades. The varying degrees of entertainment. I think probably I gravitate to the movies that are more based on true stories.
Okay.
So I would have to lump that as a category, but some of the ones that stick out like right off the top of my head would be like Cinderella Man.
Okay.
And We Were Soldiers.
Okay.
both based off of true people, and I think the cinematography and the storytelling on those was phenomenal.
Oh, interesting.
So we'll go with that.
All right. TV show.
I like to watch TV to escape. Actually, old reruns of like Married with Children.
Oh, that's one of my favorite. I love so good.
Again, decades in genre. Big Bang Theory.
Okay.
Big fan of early 2.5 Men.
Yeah.
Those type shows, comedies. For a while, I was super into MASH because those are hilarious.
God,
but now that I've seen them 1,000 times each, it's kind of worn off. But
Al Bundy's the man.
But Al is.
I've always wanted one of those no ma'am shirts. Maybe one day I'll get one.
No ma'am, and
so good. Favorite cartoon when you were a kid?
oh man, as a kid, I mean, it'd be Bugs Bunny, with a close second was the superhero for Super Friends. Justice League. And
That's
all
been
that.
a very popular one. On the show, too. A lot of people pick that one.
Because it's all us older guys. That's what we grew up. That's all we had, really. I mean, it was the Bugs Bunny show. Yep. It was Woody Woodpecker, Popeye, and then the Super Friends. I mean, that was pretty much Saturday morning.
Yeah. Tom and Jerry was
another good one. And then we grew up with the mix of the live action stuff of like H&R Puffin stuff and Giggle Stored Hotel. Who was that? The Croft Banana Splits. Thank you, Mr. Cameraman.
I remember that too.
So that kind of stuff was the Kraft Power Hour or whatever, where they had all those little skits, the live skits.
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
But it was that was a '70s thing.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about, but I can't think of the name of it off the top of my head. The same thing. It's very hard to narrow down to one, but give me your top 2 bands.
Top 2 bands. Well, I got to go with Accept because that was my ring music for years. Mm-hmm. And actually, I have seen them tour with their new lineup, and it's just phenomenal. So I'm gonna have to go 3 though, because Accept, Judas Priest, and Ronnie James Dio. Just
great pick.
And then filling that out, if I had to do the 4 for Mount Rushmore, Alice Cooper. Just the pure theatrical presentation and how he strings them together with the stage show. Just phenomenal.
Good stuff.
And I was fortunate enough to see Judas Priest and Cooper together on a 2025 tour.
You just saw them when they came through?
Just saw them when they came through.
Awesome.
And I've been going to concerts since grade school, and it's in my top 5.
Really?
Because both of them equal. I wouldn't say one was better than the other. They equally just killed it.
Halford's voice still at like
74 years old.
He's still doing
and
it.
He's still hitting some notes. And I actually went to the 2024 tour, and I was sitting like 3rd, 4th row, and I could hear his voice over the mic before it hit the speakers, and he is still belting it out. So kudos to Rob. Mr. Halford, please stay in good health and keep putting out some great heavy metal.
Yeah, he is the metal god for sure.
The metal god for sure.
Awesome. Favorite fast food, if you eat any?
Wendy's.
That's a popular pick too. I think that's
because I like the fall, and Wendy's chili is probably one of the best fast food chilies out there. I'll give props to Wendy's for that.
Yes, they do. Favorite drink of choice?
Wow. Used to be Maker's Mark, but then I quit drinking, so I really don't have one now. I drink a lot of water, just plain water.
Okay. Cereal.
Don't do it.
Dessert.
Pie. Cherry. Or lemon meringue.
And we're getting hungry now here.
And I've had a pretty mean apple pie too, but
candy to snack on.
Not really.
Not much candy either?
No.
What's your favorite tattoo that you have? That's a rough one, huh?
They all mean something personal, so they're all equal, just because there's personal meaning behind each and every piece.
Okay. Favorite sport other than wrestling?
Football.
Who's your team?
Chicago Bears is just always root for the hometown, but then my secondary, Philadelphia Eagles.
Ooh,
I'm an Eagles fan.
Interesting.
Which is, this is the quick story behind that. Though, when I was a kid, my brother-in-law at the time, before he was my brother-in-law, he actually grew up 7 houses down.
Oh, okay.
So I've known him pretty much all my life, and he was kind of a mentor. My dad did a lot of sales, road trips, and stuff. So the male figure in my life was him.
Okay.
And I'd asked him, 'cause I was a young kid and I didn't know nothing, and he's older than me. I said, how do you know your team? He said, always root for your favorite, and then watch a lot of sports and find a team that you gravitate to.
Makes sense.
And at the time, the Eagles were always playing on Thanksgiving Day, and we'd get the broadcast. Again, this is before cable, and so you'd only get the broadcast TV shows, but Philadelphia played a lot of, games that we'd see, and I just gravitated. I've been a Philly fan since like the third grade.
Wow,
So,
really?
yeah, many years. Lots of their cycles of up and down with. I started out with, Ron Jaworski is their quarterback.
Okay, yeah.
So I did the Jaworski years, the McNabb years, the Vic years, and now we're in the, Jalen Hurts. So.
Yeah, they got some brutal fans. Philadelphia has some brutal fans.
And the reason that, I guess I read an article, the reason that they're so brutal is because they're knowledgeable. So they're smart fans, and they know what they don't like when they're not doing it properly.
Perfect.
So
It's always been the way with wrestling.
it's the same thing with wrestling. Yep.
This is a given. Favorite entrance song?
Balls to the wall.
Favorite finishing move?
Ooh. I've had 3, but I'll go with my bread and butter, the choke sweep.
Really tough now. Favorite tag partner? If you want to go
Skull.
If you want to go 2 or 3.
Skull, because he's original.
The original.
And personal life brother, friend since high school. So, no, that is my a number one best friend in the world. So
Nice. Favorite opponents to work with? That's definitely not a number one. It'd have to be 2 or 3, probably. 2 or 3 favorite opponents.
Turbos were just a career worth of ups and downs and brutality, and I'll go with the Turbos. And I don't really think I have a favorite beyond that, because I didn't look so much as the
It's hard to
favorites.
come close to that, probably, even.
Yeah, I mean, I like to put everything I had into the angle I was working.
Mhm.
So if I was working you, I try to make that the best match, and you're my favorite at the time because we got to work together.
You never had a feud with somebody anywhere near the length of that.
Right,
either, so.
right. So I don't say I have a favorite, but I have a lot of not favorites.
Yes.
And not favorites are the guys that talk big and get in there and can't tie their own bootlaces and trip and stumble. And like I said, don't embarrass me on TV.
Yes.
Just if you're an embarrassment out there, I'm going live, and it's not going to be nice. It's just what it is. I'll work with you to a point, but if it's just embarrassing, then forget anything we talked about, because it ain't going to happen.
It's over.
It's over. Yeah, it's done.
Level 3 hard questions now. The final page. What is the longest match, time-wise, that you've ever wrestled?
I don't remember. I honestly don't.
You ever make it to an hour?
Never did the hour. I think I know Terry and I did a 2 out of 3 falls that I think went about 25. I'll put that up there. It's probably one of my longest.
We covered this earlier with Shogun Assassin. Did you ever wear a mask?
Yeah.
Besides that?
Besides Shogun, no.
That's the only
That
gimmick
was
you
the only
ever-
gimmick I ever did on that one.
What is the largest crowd you've ever wrestled in front of?
Never got the full gate, but I think those early belt shows that we did at the amphitheater, I think we put 4,000 to 5,000
And it's such a historic Chicago building.
Now it's in a historic parking lot because it's gone. But unfortunately, the loss to Chicago. If you've never, for you younger viewers out there, if you've never seen the amphitheater, it was big enough that they actually used to do drag races in there. And the finish was just out the doors that went to the parking lot. Rock concerts, bull riding, rodeo, wrestling. The building had everything in it. And I said earlier that I would get to shows early and settle myself in. And I got there super early and went up to the highest point I could go and sat.
So cool.
And just the building is still vibrating.
That's awesome.
Everything that's ever been in there. Some people said it was haunted. You could just feel that building had a presence.
Yeah, I think how much history and emotions have gone into that place.
And I truly believe in energy in life.
For sure.
That I think all the energy of the people that have ever been in there is just was in the concrete.
Oh, yeah,
I mean,
it's
it
still
was
there.
in the building.
Yep, yeah, because Dick the Bruiser's WWA ran shows there. Vergani's AWA worked there. And actually, that has have you ever heard the famous story of when Nick Bockwinkel was wrestling in AWA? I think it was in the mid-late 70s, and Bobby Heenan was out there at the ringside with him. He was wrestling somebody, I don't remember who it was, but they heard like fireworks, a couple firework bangs go off. And it was actually somebody in the crowd had a gun. They were shooting at the ring to Bobby Heenan.
Ooh.
And they missed him. And they all like got out of there real quick. And either one of them went under the ring and one went away, but somebody was actually trying to shoot at Bobby Heenan. Because you know how real it was back then.
Yeah, well, yeah. And you hear the stories too back in the day that the heels would get set sheet that they go out there and they had 4 flat tires and broken windows on their cars if the fans would find out what car they were driving.
Get cut on the way to the ring or with a knife or something.
Cut on the way.
I wish I was around then.
Hey,
I really do. I really do. What is the smallest crowd you've ever wrestled in front of?
12.
Oh, where was that at?
Ohio.
Oh, the one that...
One of the Ohio shows.
Was it the missed advertised one?
No, that one actually drew. People just thought it was WCW and they stayed. But I think the rumor story I heard was they did the telemarketing and people said yes, but they forgot to sell them the tickets. So when it actually came to the day of the show, people showed up. Just wanted to go see wrestling, and I think it was like 12 or something like that. I mean, we got in the ring, and I'm like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh boy! But you still got to go out there and put on, just as hard as if there was 5,000, 10,000, 100,000, or 10.
Yep.
You got to go be a professional. It's in the title, professional wrestling.
What is the worst locker room building you've ever experienced? Conditions of locker room or...
does the county fair shows count when you were changing in the cow trailers or the horse trailers?
Sure.
Yeah, some of those we had pretty ripe. Or the one show we did in Indiana with the main locker room was just that was a sweat sock.
What do you do to relax?
Metal, rock and roll. Put on my music. Just puts me in a different place. Gravitate to it, the rhythm, the beat, the vocals. Some of the bands I'm listening to is just the vocals are unbelievable. Puts me in my happy spot. I had a massage therapist one time, and her setup was in the back of a salon, and it was I think a rock and roll salon or whatever, and they had music they pipe in, whatever. And so she goes, "What do you want to listen to?" And at the time, I was really into UFO, the band UFO. Yeah. So 70s rock. She says, "Oh, okay, I can play that for you." So she turns on the stereo, plays it in the room that we're in, and she's working on me, getting rubbed down and all that. And so knock on the door. She says, "I'll be right back." She steps out and she comes back in. She's like, "Oh my God!" And I go, "What was that?" She goes, "Well, the people up in the front of the salon, I didn't know we were listening to UFO.
You can hear it all the way up there?
She forgot to hit the splitter on the stereo, so the whole salon, a bunch of little old ladies getting their hair done, is listening to rock and roll, UFO, and 70s heavy metal.
Awesome. That is awesome. If you're gonna spread the music,
you're gonna spread the love. You spread the love. Like
That's
I said, I
hilarious.
went to the Judas Priest concert, so
Do you collect anything or have any hobbies?
No.
Have you ever been arrested?
No. Surprisingly enough.
Wow.
It's a statute of limitation. Yeah. We're good. No, we're good on that one. Okay.
Are you afraid of anything strange and unusual?
I don't know about fear, but I would call it a strange respect for the paranormal. I don't.
We might have to talk later.
I don't get into it. Halloween is probably my worst time of year because it used to be fun, scary, and now it's about terrorizing. And that's night and day difference for me. The world is scary enough. I don't need someone to intentionally go out of their way to make it worse or more terrifying. You start getting the supernatural stuff, it's a no-go for me. I just believe it or not, Ripper Manson's a softy guy that I'd rather see goodness in this world versus some of the junk that's going around.
I have to tell you some stories off camera about our
some
experiences
hauntings and stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you a story. I was working security at when it was Excalibur downtown.
Oh yeah, the club. Yeah.
The club.
Yeah.
And there was a sidebar on it, and they always said, Excalibur's haunted, whatever. I guess the backstory was there was a wreck on the Chicago River, and there was a church at the time. It was used as a temporary morgue. So they say the people that died there never left. Then
yeah, there was a ship that turned over.
Yep,
I've heard that story. I can't think of the name of it right now, but yeah, I've heard that story.
So we're there after closing, and I'm standing by the bar, and I'm walking, and all of a sudden I got cold, like shivering cold. And I'm like, oh man, the AC must have just kicked on, and everybody's faces just dropped. And I'm like, what? And they're like, there's no AC vents around there anywhere. And I started really looking like, yeah, you guys are BSing me. Nothing. And that was when I first felt the something of, okay, this is not right. So yeah, I believe in it, but I try to avoid it. I don't like being scared in that way. It's just why.
It's very interesting. Yeah, I've had a lot of experiences. I'll have to tell you some good stories. If you could have any animal as a pet, what would you choose?
A lion.
Interesting.
Love lions.
If you could see any band play that you have never seen.
Wow. I think probably because he's one of the forefathers of it, like Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah, he only had 5, 6 years to go.
5, 6 years. Jimi Hendrix, maybe the Doors.
Okay.
Some of the good foundational classic rock.
Okay.
Pioneers of the trade.
Yeah, that'd be crazy to see Jimi Hendrix play live.
See Hendrix play live. I mean, that's just.
That would be interesting.
Yeah, I'd have to go with that.
If you could take a vacation anywhere in the world, where would you go?
Wow.
It's getting deep, aren't they?
In the current state of the world, I'd stay here at home.
No, yeah, exactly.
Peacefully and safely guaranteed. I've actually heard a lot of people come back with great stories of the rolling hills of Ireland and Scotland. So I would probably want to go see the British Isles and
that would be awesome.
Britain, Ireland, Wales, Scotland.
If you know your history, that'd be a great place for historical.
Yeah,
stuff like that.
A lot of historical. Everything from like the White Cliffs at Dover to the Rolling Greens of Stonehenge. Yeah, I mean that kind of probably that. I'd have to go with that. Yeah.
If you can meet any one wrestler that has ever lived, who would you meet?
Oh, Ric Flair. I haven't met him. I've not had the privilege.
If you can meet anyone just ever that has ever lived in history, who would you want to meet?
Wow.
Okay. Bet you never thought I'd be asking these kind of questions.
No, I did not. This is Stump the Old Man.
Detail is my middle name.
Anybody in history?
Yeah, go out and sit to dinner with them.
And pick their brains.
Yep.
Wow. So much stuff is running through my head right now. I mean, God, it would depend on my mood, though.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't mind sitting down with any of the great philosophers just to get a different view of how they perceive the world. But then I'd also like to sit down with some of the greatest generals because of strategy and that. I'm really into like some like the Japanese, the Shogun culture and all of that. Yeah. So the old Genghis Khan even type generals, leaders, what it takes to run an empire.
Interesting.
Just to those people to me I sense that they would have had that aura of you just be in the same room with them and you know that there's something special. And that's a rare quality And I know someone that had met Tiger Woods in his prime, and they just said that just even having him walk up and walk past them, you could just tell by his frame and how he carried himself that he exuded a certain special quality. So I think those, not nobody specific, but those types of people. Those types of people, I think.
You know, a little bit harder now. If that wasn't hard enough, if you could wrestle a dream tag team match of anybody that's ever lived, who is your partner and who are you wrestling against? I have an idea in my brain. I'll see if you can read my mind of who I think you would pick.
Be a 6-man tag with me and the Road Warriors against Freebirds.
Wow. Interesting. I got half the people right, and they're on different teams. So.
Or me and the Warriors in a 6-man against like Dusty Rhodes. And I'm trying to the other two baby faces of his era. Magnum TA was great
Barry
before his injury, and maybe Barry.
He was probably the next big guy.
Maybe Barry Windham, or like a Ricky Martel or Jimmy Garvin type guy.
Interesting. That's a good one.
But I think those would be killer matches, especially like the Road Warriors and Freebirds. I think those. Wow. I think that mashup. If we turn to because when the Freebirds first came to Texas, they were faces.
Yes, they were.
So the face Freebirds against me and the Warriors. Oh man!
Wow.
That's a charisma match right there. I mean, that's,
Same applies to singles now. If you could have one dream match against anybody in a singles match.
Me and Flair. I mean,
Flair?
Yeah, just to be in there with that greatness of movement and storytelling.
Final four. List of injuries. We need a whole nother part for just that, right?
Pretty well. How about things that are not broken?
Yeah, that's easy.
See, from wrestling only or in life?
From wrestling.
Wrestling only?
Yep. To prove to these people it is more real than they could ever imagine.
Dislocated big toe. Lower back. Separated shoulder. 6 to 7 minor concussions. Can't remember.
Maybe more.
6 to 7 that I know of. Couple of gigs the hard way. Fingers and knuckles. I mean, those come with the territory. But other than that, I would say I am blessed to have gotten through relatively unscathed of anything serious.
Especially with the style that you guys.
Yeah, no broken bones that sideline me or anything. Unfortunately, my medical injury with the colon and all that happened after I retired, so it was a medical after the fact. But I don't think that was non-wrestling caused. That was something different.
What is your prized possession? And I'm talking materialistic possessions.
You're looking at it, baby.
I don't blame you for that one.
You're looking at it.
Road stories and ribs. Give me a knockout rib or road story. I would imagine Psycho's probably part of it somewhere.
Rib.
And we talked about the Brandon Bishop rib.
The Brandon Bishop one.
Terry told that one in the Brotherhood hotel situation, so you got to pick a different one than that one.
I can't talk about Brandon running naked down the hallway. Oh man. I wasn't really big on the ribs just because I never wanted them turned around and played on me. I think that goes around, comes around. We did the little ribs here and there, shaving a bar of soap into a guy's boots and stuff like that.
We should have did that at that Whiting, Indiana show.
90 Mile. I mean, I got road stories, but yeah, ribs not big. I know didn't pull a lot of them.
This kind of goes with we were talking about your training styles and stuff. You can lead into it after this one. Your number one pet peeve in wrestling, the thing that you can't stand that irks you the most, and that can lead into what you want to talk about, your training style and kind of what your philosophy is.
Egos and attitudes. Can't stand it. It goes all the way back to the professionalism, the understanding. The hardest thing to get over is your own self, because it's okay. In the case of Windy City, Sam DeCero's Windy City Pro Wrestling, it was his game. We were the pieces. Wherever he wanted to put us on that board to make that game go and work is what you had to do. Period. Get over yourself. Do your job. Don't have him have a meeting in front of everybody, give out the finishes and what the game plan is, and then we'll go run into his office. But I don't want to do that and this and that. And what about me? No. Shut up. Do your job. Like in training, one of my pet peeves of training, when I was running classes, is you get 10, 12 guys in the ring and you're showing somebody how to do something and they have difficulty doing it, and you're teaching and you're correcting, and they're having private conversations.
I hate that.
And you ever talk to Austin Roberts, he'll tell you. He goes, the best thing you ever said to me was, shut your mouth and open your ears, because the problem that he's having may be your problem too, and I can teach.
So disrespectful.
Teach two
to
at the same time.
Too.
You know? So, yeah, I ran my training sessions like boot camp. We did calisthenics before you even thought about stepping foot in that ring. You know, you stretched out, you warmed up, you know, jumping jacks and all that other stuff, because there's a physicalness to the sport.
Oh yeah.
And if you can't handle the basic calisthenics, you're not getting in my ring. Period. And even Sam had done, you had to bench press X amount and squat X amount, because you're picking up another human being and you have to do it safely.
Interesting.
So if you couldn't bench up to a certain point, if you couldn't bench your own weight,
For your body weight,
then
okay.
no. You know, for us 300-pounder guys, we got like, I think the cutoff was like 275 or something like that. You know, but it's still, but it was
bench 600 pounds.
Haystacks is not going to bench those 600 pounds. So like that. I mean, and remember, you're professionals in there, and your goal is to make, as much as it is to make yourself a product. And this is such a double-edged sword, because
it is. It really is.
To fully understand the business, you know, you have to be good unto yourself to make others better, so you can all look good, so the company gets more bookings because you put on a great show. But then you have to be remembered as one of the top people in that show to get up to get things like this.
Yes.
So it's a whole interwoven up and down and in and out, and just put in the work ethic. Get over yourself. Don't have an ego. You're not better than anybody else. You know, just there's always going to be somebody bigger, better.
Yeah.
And sometimes they'll come in and show you whether you want to be shown or not, because they are bigger, better, and better. Period.
Yeah, that'll help you get humble really quick.
And I've seen a couple of humble pie matches.
Yeah.
People just getting wall washed. Just yeah.
All right, this might be the hardest question in the whole entire show. What is the legacy, or what do you want the legacy to be? Two-part of Ripper Manson and the Brotherhood.
Wow. Legacy is a tough word. I'm going to start this with a story. We'll go back to one of my stories. I had, in my tenure with Windy City, I had met a lot of the former TV superstars from WWE, WCW, whatever. He would bring in the names. I met Orton Sr., Dick Murdoch, Iron Sheik, Bundy, Backlund, Valentine. Met them all. I mean, just the ones that came through. I met them. And I met Hawk. We brought in Hawk for a show. Of all the, Ken Patera, one of my other favorites.
Oh, he was
Kenny was a great guy. I loved hanging out with Kenny. He was great. But it was Hawk, and I found myself again in my private area of a locker room, and he was in there too. It's kind of like the upper level guys, you know. And I got him alone for a split second, and I just looked at him and I go, "Hey, you know, I got to tell you that," and this was on my speech at the Hall of Fame for CSW, but I got to tell you that. And I haven't met a lot of your peers that have come through here, and I've never said this to any of them, but you know, you're the reason I got into this business. I loved what you and your partner did, and Ric Flair, where you guys were my top 3 favorites and all of that. Like I said, I was expecting the, shut up and, why you telling me this? You dumb kid kind of thing. And he just paused a minute. He looked at me and he goes, "Well, thank you. That made my career worthwhile."
That's cool.
I validated his career because he inspired someone to get into the business. So based on that, he paved that road for me.
Absolutely.
I'm hoping that for some strange twist of luck that I reached somebody and made them want to get into this business and treat it with the respect it deserves, be as passionate about it as we were. I mean, as much as we were badass in the Brotherhood, we were also part of this business, and the upbringing was the old kayfabe, and
I miss it.
And just the hardcore rules, and again, not that everybody has to consume alcohol, but the fact that we all went to the bar afterwards. No,
right. Just to hang out purpose,
just
right? Yeah.
the purpose of hanging out. You tell more stories and bond and become closer to the people around you at a bar or just a gathering situation.
The car trips, the road
trips,
yep.
but not so much the road trips, but the group in the bar. And back in the day, we were all drinkers.
Yeah.
That's where you bond. And nowadays, show's over and it's to the four winds, and it's like, you guys are not tight.
Yeah,
You're
not the same.
You're not. Find it again, people. Workers, guys, please.
And that's where you learn too. The discussions of the older guys with the younger guys, and the knowledge passing is gone.
And my old partner Chris, that we talked about earlier, he was sitting at a bar one day and he just kind of looked at me. He's doing the head shake thing, and I go,
I know that head shake.
And I go, what? And he goes, "You don't come to the bar to drink. You come to the bar to hold court."
Yes.
Because apparently when I'd get a couple, I'd just start telling stories, and I had everybody's ear, So yeah, what do I want to get my legacy to be was that I inspired guys to keep the old school traditions the way that they should have been. Like, the reason I didn't talk to people when they first joined up was because I wanted to make sure that they were willing to go through the rigors and what it took to become a professional wrestler. And I think I was the last of my era, because guys right after me, they'd see a new guy come in and the ink wasn't dry on the contract, and it's, "Hey, brother," and I'm like, "No, he hasn't even deserved the brew. You got a lone brother."
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
You got a lone brother? No. Do you understand the meaning of the word brother?
That's pretty good.
And this is what it comes from. It's a brotherhood. Our roots are in the carnival days when you had to be a tight brotherhood.
Yes.
When you had to watch each other's backs.
Yes.
That ain't there no more. And it's culture. Everybody's going to tell me it's the new era, the new way. Well, sometimes the old ways are better.
Yeah. I don't buy it.
I don't buy into it. No. Tell you a good war story. This changing gears a little bit. One of my favorite times in this business was my little blue-haired old lady. We did this show in the middle of Indiana somewhere, and this was, I think, one of the 12 people attended. It was a county fair, but it was so far in the middle of nowhere that, we literally wrestled in the horse barn. And I go to the ring, and one of the few times I actually think I broke character was I go to the ring all tough and badass and get into the ring. I'm standing on the apron, and in the corner of my ear, I'm hearing, "Fuck you! Fuck you!" And I look down, and there's this little blue-haired old lady in a house coat with a beer and a cigarette in one hand, flipping me off with the other, going, "Fuck you, fuck you." And I just looked at her and I go, "Grandma, please," because it's the only thing I could think to say. But this little old lady was just flashing me the bird based on how we came to the ring. She didn't know me from nothing,
Awesome.
And God, the things we used to do on the road trips to kill the time. 90-mile-an-hour food fights between cars. You just get up on somebody and out the window with food, apples, eggs, whatever, throwing food.
Holy shit.
And so originally, we would drive in Psycho's van, and the ring would be in a van.
In the van?
In the van. So the poles would be sticking out the back of the van.
I was just going to say, something's got to be sticking out the back.
And then the mats and everything, and then we put the stairs on the end, and then we bungee cord the doors together, so the stairs were the last thing in the van. And there's about this much room over the top. And on the longer road trips, if we had a third person with us, or sometimes my girlfriend at the time would come to the shows with us because she was the valet, I give her the seat, and then I'd climb up and I'd sleep on the mats on top. Got middle of nowhere, you got hours to go. I just climb up there and sleep. So one time we're having a food fight. So give me the food, and I get the stuff. I bear crawl myself to the end, and I hook my feet in the hinges, and I got my hand on the bottom step, and I'm throwing salad out the door at Sam's car. Hindsight, if we would have hit a major pot or bump in the road, I would have off the back end.
Oh
that would have been roadkill. But we're dumb at those days. So then fast forward, Sam finally makes the investment and buys a truck, a moving truck, And so now he's taking the lead, and me and Psycho are in the ring truck. Psycho drove the ring truck, and we're behind Sam, and he had just had his first or second kid, and him and his wife are in the car ahead of us, and they're leading the way. And all of a sudden, his sunroof opens up, and we see this dirty diaper, and he throws a diaper bomb at us.
Oh no!
Comes over the top of the windshield, and we hear it hit the box of the truck, and boom! And we pull over to the gas station to get gas, and Sam's laughing. I got you. And Psycho goes, well, I don't care. It's your truck. You got to clean it.
Got a good point.
Sort of rib backfired on him,
Oh my God!
just the roads. Like I said, it wasn't the in the ring action. It was just the camaraderie on the road, just the doing stuff. It's around 4th of July, and Psycho got these phosphorus flasher smoke bomb things. The wick burn down, and then you get a phosphorus flash. And there's like 5 or 6 per little ball. But in the meantime, it's putting out like 50,000 square feet of smoke. So we're in the locker room one time, and he lights one off and throws it. The whole locker room filled with smoke. He's like, who did that? So I goes, I don't know. Who let off the fireworks, man?
Is that a smoke alarm off?
No, I don't know why. I don't have the smoke alarm there or whatever it was. It was like a county fair building or something. But it was one of the ones where the locker room's under the bleachers. So I go out by the ringside, and you look back, and every crack and crevice, you see smoke coming out of there.
One story I do have to request is Psycho and a lady that had a fork in her hand.
Oh.
This will be our good ending story here.
Man. All right. So one of our valets, Lisa, me, Terry, I think Terry was there, and Psycho, sitting around talking. We just went out and got something to eat, and she had one of them plastic sporks in her hand. I don't know how we got on topic, but Psycho was talking about his testicles. He's like, my balls, man. He's like, and not that I looked or nothing, but the guy had some coconuts down there. And he goes, nothing can hurt these. And he leans back and spreads his legs. I don't care what you do. Ain't nothing going to hurt him. And without skipping a beat, she takes the spork and goes, whack! And she hits him in the sack with it. And he had jeans on, but she hit him in the crotch with it. And there's plastic everywhere. That spork exploded.
What happened to him?
He didn't flinch. He just looked at it. See, I told you. And we were just in awe. Because, I mean, she didn't hold back. She, bam!
So he probably got a fist of a punch in there along with
Yeah, she probably got a little bit of a punch, too. And he's like, told you. Big as coconuts. I'm just like, God.
I can't wait to bring it up in our full Brotherhood roundtable.
Oh, yeah.
So we got to get everybody's story on.
And I believe Terry will tell you the same story. He was there.
All right, as customary to finish the show here, I get my favorite moment that me and the guests have shared in the ring at the time, and my favorite moment of us is when we come out of the third match with the Turbos, and we took the picture of the aftermath.
Oh, yeah.
My favorite picture of us together.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. I like that one.
So, the final duty is for both of us to sign it. I have one for you, too.
Awesome.
And that will seal the deal on episode number 5. It's been an amazing show. It's such a good time. I hope you had such a good time as I have. And doing these stories and sharing the memories, and Like I said 100 times already, and I'm going to do it again. Thank you so much for believing and seeing enough in me to think I was anywhere near good enough to be with you guys and to bring you into your brotherhood, your family, and treat me like one of your own. And I can never, ever thank you enough for doing that for me, and I will never, ever forget that.
You're
Thank
welcome,
you
my man.
so much. Thank you for
It's an
everything you've
honor.
done for me and for the sport of wrestling. Thank you.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure to be here, and definitely an honor. And I said I could probably teach a college course on this stuff. And there's with a little bit of prompting, I probably have another 4 segments of stories and stuff and such. But we'll save that for the Brotherhood gathering.
Maybe that'll be a 10-hour show.
Or I'll loop back around and do a part 2 and find yourself some different questions.
Oh yeah, we got part 4, so it would be a part 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,
5, 6, 7.
As long as it goes.
Be more than happy to come back, and
Awesome.
good luck with the rest of your on the fly adventures. And it's been an honor and a privilege, and just thank you to all the fans and everybody out there. That it was an honor to have my career in front of you, and thank you for the support. Because like I've said 1,000 times before, it's we don't have jobs without the fans. So all the people that go support your local wrestling, independent wrestling, find your favorites and go blow off some steam for a couple hours and just yell and scream and cheer and hopefully enjoy a really good wrestling show. So
Awesome.
that would be my ultimate legacy, is people just continue to enjoy this sport for a long, long time.
Perfect. Immortal words from the one and only legendary, greatest Windy City champion of all time, the one and only Ripper Manson. Thank you guys for joining me for episode number 5. This was part 4. Stay tuned for more episodes coming up. I have over 20 guys in line for these shows now too. So share it, like it, YouTube, Facebook. I got it on everything. Spread the word. Wrestling on the Fly. Let's make this thing huge and popular as much as we possibly can. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks to my son Sean for creating the Wrestling on the Fly logo. Thanks as always to my producer Nick H for doing all the fantastic work and the editing and video. Thank you to Dawn for making these awesome custom Wrestling on the Fly mugs. And we will see you guys for episode 6 next time at Wrestling on the Fly. Take care, guys.